Today we're going to talk about linear regression, one of the simplest and most popular concepts in machine learning. So what is it in simple words? Linear regression is a method in machine learning used to predict numerical values. It works by finding a linear relationship between one or more variables. The goal is to find a line or equation that best describes your data. In simple terms, if you can imagine your data as points on a graph, linear regression helps you draw a straight line through them to make predictions. Sounds complicated? Let's break it down with simple examples. Imagine you want to buy a car and figure out how much money you need to save. You've looked at dozens of ads and noticed that new cars cost around $20,000. One-year-old cars are about $19,000. Two-year-olds are $18,000. And so on. It makes sense to assume that the price drops by $1,000 each year until it reaches a minimum of $10,000. You just did what's called linear regression in machine learning. You predicted the car price based on the data you have. People do this type of calculation every day without thinking about it. For example, you estimate how long it will take to drive to work based on distance and speed. Or you plan how much water you need for your garden depending on the weather forecast. But here's the catch. In real life, things aren't always this simple. The price of a car depends not only on its age, mileage, features, technical condition, demand seasonality, and even the color matter. Accounting for all of these factors manually is very hard. That's where machine learning comes in. Instead of manually analyzing data, we teach algorithms to find patterns on their own. How does it work? Let's imagine a graph. On one axis, we have the car's age, and on the other, its price. If you plot the points corresponding to known data, you get a cloud of points. Linear regression draws a line that best fits this cloud. This line is called the least squares line because it minimizes the errors between the predictions and actual values. With this line, you can easily predict the car's price, say 5 or 6 years from now. Where is it used in medicine? Linear regression is widely used in medicine, especially for predictive models. For example, it helps predict the progression of diseases. For instance, if a patient has diabetes, we can predict how their blood sugar level will change over time based on their diet and medication dosage. In cardiology, linear regression can assess the risk of a heart attack based on blood pressure, cholesterol levels, and age. In clinical trials, this method helps evaluate the effectiveness of a new drug by comparing the results between different groups of patients. Additionally, it can be used to predict the length of hospital stays based on a patient's diagnosis, age, and other factors. Machines allow doctors to find hidden patterns that are hard to spot manually, helping make more accurate and well-informed decisions. Linear regression is like the first step in machine learning. It teaches algorithms to think directly, simply, and find patterns in data. Thanks to it, we can predict, analyze, and even foresee the future. If you liked this explanation and want to learn more about machine learning and its use in medicine, give a thumbs up, subscribe, and let us know in the comments which topics you're interested in.